educating and informing the society is what we do, and we love to do it. Welcome today on Trending Issues with Beady. And like always, I'm not always alone here to do this because it's an issue that we need to talk, brainstorm, change idea, then analyze what is actually going on and bring the human side of it. So joining him today is Gideon Tobilaba, all the way from Lagos. Toby, good to have you here. I know you're smiling, and I murdered that your name, Abby.
You give it to
Toby,
Tobiloba.
Tobilaba. That's nice. Wow, Toby, nice to see you.
Yeah, same here.
How are you surviving the Tinubu administration? Some people, when you see them, they say, "How are you?" Say, "Oh, I'm surviving Tinubu." I wonder why they decided to use our president name to, emphasize how they are surviving.
You know that since May last year, a lot of things has happened in the country, and as time goes on, we will all see that the name Tinubu will be synonymous to suffering if care is not taken. It's not easy, and everybody has to. Gone are those days where you have to double your hustle. Now you have to triple, or even if there's something like triple your hustle to be
You
able
need to triple.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
okay. We want to talk about the trending issues that trended this week, and we want to start from our man who have declared himself as a police ambassador, Portable. Portable was arrested for owing for his G-Wagon that he bought, and he promised them he will pay the balance, and he didn't pay it. So when they arrested him, it was actually funny. They went to arrest him, and he started jumping fence. What was he thinking about? Does he think that he can escape
He's a
police?
Spider-Man.
That guy he's a clown. You understand?
He's a
Now
Spider-Man.
they arrested him. Now he came back and went to wax music on that. Spider-Man. What do you make about all this story, the music,
Okay,
the
so
Spider-Man?
Portable is one guy that I admire a lot. I admire him a lot, even though I didn't give him that chance when he came into the industry, when he became popular. I felt it was being too extreme with the things he does and says. But over time, I've come to align with his thoughts of this current generation, whereby for you to sell, you have to continue to be in the media, in the face of the media. That is what sells. I think everything is doing its benefits, and that is a very powerful tool in commercializing his music.
Exactly.
So for me,
I think anybody that really wants to sell in business, anything you do, they should take a clue from Portable. Portable is one
yes,
man who he doesn't need you to market him. He doesn't need you to give you that flexibility, visibility. He's
of
doing it
course.
himself, and he's using every medium, everything, the good, the bad, to sell himself. You see, he bought a G wagon of 27,000 million. Now, this is
Mm.
another lesson for all those people who, when they see people display things on social media, they get carried away or they get depressed. So oh, my mates are doing well, I'm not doing well. I keep telling people, don't base your life on what you see on social media. I'm telling, even
Of
I tell
course.
my people, my friends, if you want to judge me from social media, my dear, from beginning of your life to the end of your life, you will not know BD. I'm telling you, because people bring to the social media what they want to bring. And you're judging people by what they even write on social media. You might miss it. But look at it. Some people say, oh, that he has the money, but he doesn't want to pay. No, he doesn't have that money. But he has to, live to fit in to what society expects of him. And by owing that 13 million naira, because if he has that money, when they came, he won't jump that fence. He won't become that Spider-Man he became overnight. I'm telling you. Now, after he went and waxed his music, and that music is selling. Exactly what he did with Bob Risky. The thing that I do is that he like Portable don't write before he record. He just record from his head. Or what do you think about that, Toby? Oh, your network is frozen. Ah, Toby, his network is frozen. Yeah. I think one thing I make about Portable is one artist that he doesn't need to sit and write. It's like he's saying from what comes to his mind. He just memorize his thoughts, his song. He just enters studio and release it. Because if you look at what he did with this Spider-Man, was actually what he did with Bob Risky. He just went inside this immediately and he came up with that. Sorry about that. That's network problem.
Yes, yes. I was trying to respond to that. I said, on
It's
the
okay.
contrary, I think Portable has the money. Like I said earlier, everything he does is for commercial purpose. He just want to trend, whether for the good
Exactly.
reason or the bad reason. Okay, so jumping the fence was the okay. Let me talk about the car itself. We understand that according to him, I'm trying to quote him now because I wasn't there when the transaction was made. So he said the car was not even in good condition. So the dealer linked him up with five different mechanics to work on it for him, which was not initially part of the bag. So he started using the car. He said he wasn't enjoying the car. He complained to them, nothing was done. So that is why he's refusing to pay. I know that he's going to pay eventually, but the money is going to use to pay that for that car is going to make it from the is going to pay from what he will generate from how he has trended in the past 1 week
Yeah,
over the same issue. That is what he does. He's a rich boy. The song he made with Skepta, we understand that he's the one cashing out from that music. Skepta wanted him to get all the money they generate from the streams. So he has a lot of money. He can actually afford it. But he's a stubborn boy and it's working for him.
yeah, he's a very stubborn boy. But that's an excuse he's giving that the car was not in good condition. That is not acceptable because you already have reached an agreement that this is how much I'm
Of course.
selling my
I
car.
agree.
So
I
that's
agree.
one he's coming with. It's
I
totally
agree.
no. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing that trended this week was the mass wedding in Castina State that the Minister of Women, uh, Jew Kennedy, stopped. Now, even when I saw that thing, I was like, the northern governments are always doing this. And each time you talk, people will say, oh, leave them is their culture. I begin to say, but we are the same country. Do you understand? It is our duty to look after each other. Do you understand? Because most times you find out that this wedding are being conducted without these people's consent. Nobody's even talking about choice here. They will just gather them. You remember Kano State did theirs. That was during the Buhari era. Kano
Mhm.
State did it too. About 1,000 something people were married for. Now, and each time we keep doing this, we keep recycling poverty. We keep recycling hardship. Do you understand? Because now, if you feel that someone is not doing well, and the only thing that comes to your mind is to marry for that person, the only thing you're going to do is to marry for that person, probably rent them a house, buy them one bag of rice, and give them maybe 100 or 1 million naira, which will finish within a month. These people, you have brought them together to live their life all through. And you know how human beings works. By the time they'll call you the next time, you will tell them they are disturbing you because you yourself, you have your own problems to take care of. So, what is your view about this Max wedding? Remember, they say these people were orphans who are suffering, and honestly, in fact, I don't understand us in this country.
What is happening in Nigeria is a result of the education sector that has been murdered over the years. You know, someone said if you want to destroy a country, don't educate people.
Yeah,
That is what we are seeing. Even some of these people think our political leaders and should be learned. They are not. I also say one thing that education is not just about going to school. It's about knowing the appropriate thing to do at certain times. Now, if you are marrying off people, you must understand that poverty is also a weapon used by these people in this country to keep the people in
Down.
bondage. When there is poverty in the land, people don't know how to fight for their rights because they are hungry. Now, how else do you think we can increase poverty? It is by doing this. Number one, personally, I feel that whoever is financing that activity should be arrested because bringing people together to marry someone, you are not creating jobs for them. You are not giving them skills. You are marrying them off. And probably these people will now, at the end of the day, give birth to two, three, four, five children and put them on the streets to beg.
Exactly.
So that
Creating
is
more
why
problem
I
for the
said
society.
for the country, Nigeria is projected to hit like 400 million people and in the next 15 to 20 years. Now, the reason why Nigeria is poor today is just two things. Number one is corruption by the government or our political leaders. The number two, failure to effectively manage and coordinate population. Now, all of us are struggling to survive on resources meant for like 50 to 60 million people. We are over 200 million already. And as we speak, we are still not doing anything to manage that problem. We are still giving birth unnecessarily. Personally, I think Nigeria is going to a stage whereby if you don't have a job, if you don't have a job that could feed you and your wife and a child and you impregnate somebody, you should be arrested because we
Exactly.
need to be drastic. We need to take drastic action in controlling our population. We are just growing out of scale, and this means poverty for the future.
Yeah, giving birth to the children we can't take care of is actually a very
Yeah,
bad thing. Now, you see, we have we have problem in this country. You see, when the minister, would you petition the minister, the speaker of Niger State, to stop that wedding, you know how we religionize everything in this country. They came after her, lambasting her. That what right does she have to intervene in a religious thing? You know, we always make this religious thing seems to be a sacred thing. And why we
yeah.
make it look like that is because we don't want people to intervene. How we destroy the lives of people. So we always make it look like
Mm.
a sacred thing. You don't have rights, you don't understand it, don't get involved. Now, what did the speaker do? The speaker now, since they are telling her to stay off, she had decided to empower them with some things and some money. So as I speak with you now, the wedding is actually ongoing. Can you imagine that?
And that is because the nation is not coordinated. The constitution has flaws, many flaws, and there's misplaced priorities everywhere. It is only in Nigeria, or let me say Africa, you see that religious people are poor. The people that brought this religion to us, either Islam or Christianity, they are living in affluence, they are living in wealth. But here in Africa, here in Nigeria, people that preach this, they are living in abject poverty.
Poverty.
So that is not religion. That is just being stupid. That is, sorry to use that language. That is just being naive. I will continue to re-emphasize on education. We need a lot of effort has to be put into educating people because people don't understand that all these are ways of keeping them in bondage. Educate everyone, educate Northerners, educate Easterners, educate Southerners, and you will see Nigeria change over time. These people don't know anything. They don't know their right from wrong. That is why I can't imagine somebody try that here. Anyways, that you are seven people, they don't have skills, they don't have money, and you want to marry them off.
Of
It will not even happen. So it
You
is
see,
because they want to connect with you, all these things.
yeah, still controlling them because they want to keep controlling them because they want to keep controlling them. That's just why they want to keep them under poverty. Now, still in this marriage thing, our star, Banky W. Olu Bankole, just underwent fourth cancer surgery and it was a success. We thank God. So the success, he went for it. And if you saw the pictures, you can see how the wife was always around him, kissing him, encouraging him, giving him a shoulder. And that is what we need. You hear some people say, oh, marriage is a scam, marriage is good. It's this kind of thing. When you marry off this kind of people you're marrying in Castina State today, how would they not say marriage is a scam? But when you marry right, marriage will look like heaven on earth for you. Do you understand? I think
You're right.
people say we say, oh, Banky W and Adesua were made from heaven. No, no couple were made from heaven. But when you marry right, it looks like you're made from heaven. Do you understand? And another thing that, and let me hear your take on this before I can say anything I want to
Okay,
say.
so the thing is about Banky W and Adeswa. I remember talking with him in 2017, and he was telling me about how they met on set and all of that. He's a young man that listens and communicates well. That's the kind of person that
Exactly.
he is. Then
That,
the wife too, I've not met her, but I see from the way I've observed her from afar that she's that kind of person. So these two people, they aligned in thought, in ideology, in
yeah,
charisma, and they communicated well, and this is working for them. Now, if I have to compare this to the mass wedding you people are doing over there, you are bringing two people that don't even know themselves. You are bringing people that don't understand the basic uh, factors and features you must know about marriage and all of
marriage.
that. Don't be surprised that in the next few years, some of these people will even go into domestic violence and start killing themselves, hurting
Of
themselves,
course,
and the likes.
of course.
Because it will lead to frustration. That's what it will
Yeah,
lead to. Coupled with the fact that there is no money on ground for the family, for the new families to start from. So it's just, if you look at this mass wedding from all angles, it is pure negative from all angles. It is pure negative. The speaker and those behind this have to be brought to book. They must, because it is like you are sitting on a keg of gunpowder and you are still playing with gunpowders.
I'm telling
It is very
you.
unsafe for the country. And to my brother, Banky W, I'm very happy for him when I heard about his successful
Surgery.
operation again, surgery. I just feel the only thing I think about that is if I were to be in his shoes, I won't say God forbid because life happens to anyone. I would like to take this health issue offline. You know,
Yeah.
people don't really need to know the update until when the whole process is done, and I am completely fine to run for election next time or to do music the way I've been doing. So that is just the little advice I have for him. Apart from that, I'm happy for him, I'm happy for his wife, and also again I hope he remembers this moment, because in future Adesua might fall short in one way or the other. He must remember this moment when he needed her most and she's available for him.
I like that. You should remember this moment because human being, we're quick to forget. Do you understand? Yeah, that's a nice one. I really like your words there. You see, there's something you said I liked. You said Banky W is you know how to communicate. And that's very
Yes.
good for anybody who wants a healthy relationship. And that's a lot of
Yeah.
problem a lot of men have today. A lot of men don't know how to communicate. And there's this mindset they have about what a man should be. A man should not talk. A man should just, do you understand? When you know how to communicate, you get the best of people. And men feel like, as a man, you're not supposed to talk. Who told you? If you don't talk, a lot of things will go bad. Know how to communicate. See, Toby has just confirmed that Banky W knows how to communicate. So you people that are envying
Very
his
well.
marriage, do you know how to communicate? Go learn how to communicate. I'm telling you, and your marriage might be like marriage made in heaven. Wow. So moving away from that marriage thing, you know that our president just celebrated his 1 year in office. President Tinubu.
Really?
Yeah, he just celebrated. It was celebrated yesterday in Abuja, and it was a very big celebration. Now, one of the elder statesmen, Alhaji Bogaji, said that Tinubu 1 year in office has been a tragedy that has created more problem. So what's your take on this?
Okay, well, so I'm not an APC apologist. Things are very hard now. Tinubu, as the president, has not done well. He has not done well. Does not mean that it is deliberate. You cannot give what you don't have.
Exactly. Yeah.
Um, he is struggling to understand the Nigeria
Content.
context.
Yeah.
It does not, you see, there is difference between seeing problem from afar and thinking you can solve it. Then you
Yeah.
are in the problem, is
Start
a
the
different
problem
ball
now.
game. So he is beginning to understand the complexity of Nigeria's problem. He is overwhelmed, and that is why they keep making wrong decisions. You will hear that today they made this decision, tomorrow we say they reverse it. I just saw today that they cancelled the Lagos to Calabar
I
rail
am
track.
telling you that idea,
So,
that's a very big blunder that this government has caused.
yeah.
I'm
So I
telling
see
you,
a lot of yes, I see a lot of recklessness in their policy making process. They come with different policies that are not tested and trusted. I've always said something. We don't have to go since America has gone through all these stages, since Norway has gone through all these stages, since United Kingdom has gone through all these stages, we need to go and research how they did it. There's nothing wrong in adopting systems that works. Okay, so if the democracy we are copying from them is too expensive for us to run, we can sit down, we have brain, we can create our own form of government that will be a lot cheaper and effective. The kind of government we run today is just to spend the money that belongs to the poor people of this country. They are not doing anything. Okay, so there's nothing wrong in going to see how America did it when they were 60 years, when they were 70 years, how things went wrong, how they fixed it, and adopt that system. Let it work for us here. But unfortunately, you cannot use a thief to catch a thief.
yeah,
So
exactly.
the
Now,
real problem of Nigeria
for
is
Alhaji
corruption.
Yagaji that said, my own take for him, network, for Alhaji Yagaji that said that Tinubu 1 year in office is tragedy. You see, such people should ask Nigerians whenever they want to talk, if Nigerians want to listen to them, because we might not be interested in what he has to say, because they were the people who insisted that Nigerians should accept
Yes,
Muslim tickets.
yes,
They like force Tinubu on us. So I don't know why they are complaining. Oh, it's Nigerians that need to
yes,
complain, not them. This was what they
yes.
saw to Nigerians by fire by force. So
It's
why is
good
he
for us.
complaining?
I,
So
I,
we don't
I
need it.
always say something. I always say something that what qualifies somebody or what makes me see someone as my leader is the ability to see what I cannot see. If I'm the
Exactly.
one that see what you cannot see, then you cannot be my leader.
Be my leader. Exactly.
You
So
can't. Okay,
I think
so
he should keep his say. You want to say something?
yeah, they should just stay off the track because they brought us to where we are today. You cannot put
Exactly.
us in this mode and try to go into our good books. I've always said that we have to start writing things down now. Everybody, that's why I keep writing books a lot these days. Because if we don't, someday all these villains they will say they are heroes. So
I'm
we need to
telling.
document everything that is happening in this country for the coming generations to see and know who to swear for and need to bless. in future.
I like that. Who to swear for?
Yes, because it will come,
Honestly,
it will happen. A generation is coming in this country, and I want this to be on record. A generation is coming. Even if these people are long gone, they will exhume their bodies and take it to the law courts to answer for their crime. A
yes,
generation
so
will do that.
exactly. I'm telling you, you're very, very
their
correct.
their corpse will be disrespected because of what they are doing today. It is not a cause. It will happen. Nigeria cannot be like this forever. That generation
Yes.
will come, they will fix it. All the fraudulent awards, national awards they give themselves, they will be stripped off of these awards and we will set things right. It will not happen our time, but I'm sure it is coming.
Yeah, you see, the what you talked about, yeah, part of the Tinubu 1 year in office, the Lagos Calabar Highway, they said they want to go back to the original plan. Do you understand? They want to now. If this government know how many Lagosians they've thrown out of job by that demolition they did, it was calculated say about 2,000 something were thrown out of jobs. And if you remember, that period they were demolishing that beach was the period they demolished some shanties under Obalende Bridge. Now, it was recorded that some of those people who worked there live under that Obalende Bridge. So they came out to cry that they don't have a job and they don't have a house now. So you look at what these governments now. This Lagos Calabar highway, it was shielded in secrecy. You know, you keep asking Nigerian government, why the secrecy? Why in a hurry? They were so much in a hurry. That such project supposed to have an open bidding. There was no open bidding. They just took it and give it to a company they choose, their own company. Now, after demolishing houses, demolishing offices, costing a lot of people pain, you're not coming, so you're going back to the original plan. Why is it that this government, they don't research, they don't think, they don't investigate, they just jump into a project, and after a few days,
That
why
is
is it, why, what
yeah.
is wrong with them?
That is a sign of someone that doesn't know what the problem is and doesn't have the solution. You will only be doing trial and error. You will only be doing trial and error because you don't understand the problem and you don't even have any solution for it. Okay, so I expected that the first thing they would have done is to do their homework well. How will this thing stand? How will it work? How many people will it affect? How can we resettle these people? Because at the long run, they are Nigerians. You have to, even though that place is an illegal place for them to stay, they're already staying there. They're already staying there. You have to think of how to resettle them. Put them in some of the flats you have built. Maybe you put them together, at least make provisions for them. It is only in this country that government will not provide job. Even the job they provide, they will not give you good salary. People will think out of the box to create something for themselves. Tomorrow, government will empower some jobless touts, wear uniform for them. They will go and be destroying the markets, the wares of these people on the roadside. I'm not supporting roadside selling, but these people are trying to make ends meet. Make
They're trying to
provisions for them
survive.
before you send them away from that place. I'm not saying you should not send them away. Create an alternative for them where they can sell. Then you can now make it mandatory for all of them to leave. But in Nigeria, they will just compensate some tax that store ballot box for them during the election, wear uniform for them, and send them out to harass these people and destroy their properties. That is why thievery, robbery, and all of this will be on the rise. Ritual killing, abduction, kidnapping, all of them will be on the rise. Because in as much as you cannot think as government on how to settle these people, all you think of is how to destroy the little things they are trying to do for themselves. Forget it. You are just breeding more criminals.
Exactly, and that's exactly what we are seeing now around us. Now, away from that, now there's one good thing. It looks like President Bola Ahmed Tinubu wanted to do when he announced student loan, and when he announced this student loan, his first month of resuming office, and people were like happy. But when you saw the guidelines of assessing that student loan, you know that it's not possible. So it's not even anyone that can get it. and you can't even get it. If you want that student loan, before you get it, your mate would have graduated from school. And you must have a house in Abuja. You must have a civil servant. You know, all the things they listed that you need to access that loan. It
I
was not
think
doable. Now
I
they
think
went,
I think they readjusted the criteria to
yeah,
make
they are
it
just
more to make
more,
yes.
more
But
accessible. Now they say it's open, but it's open for only federal students.
yeah.
It's open for only federal
So
students.
um the thing with Nigeria is that we are not enlightened. You
Hmm.
see, the national orientation of Nigerians are very poor. Is very poor. Sorry, we don't even have a national orientation. We don't even have an idea of how things work in developed countries. Now, Nigerians are so poor that any free things they see from governments and they jump at it without having a second look at that thing. Okay, so this is where I'm going. You hear student loan, you are happy. What is student loan?
Don't
And
know.
now they're saying it's only federal students can access it, which means it's students that attend federal schools, universities that is owned by the government. What that sounds like in my own head is like I want to give you education, and I tell you that the school fees is 2 million naira, but I will borrow you 500,000 naira.
Hmm.
What problem will 500,000 naira solve? When
I'm
I'm in the
telling
position
you,
to lessen the school fees
honestly.
completely.
And you're
So
right.
what will the loan do?
You remember before the loan, they hiked all the school fees. You remember?
Yes,
There was
yes now.
increment of all the school fees before they brought
Yes,
this.
that students were protesting and crying on social media. You want
Yeah.
to give them loan. I don't see that as a solution. I just see that like a rat eating, whereby a rat will bite you and blow breeze so that you don't feel the pain. But the bite is there. So instead of doing this fake assistance, keep your loan, bring down the school fees, bring it down so that these children of poor parents, of parents that are earning 30,000 naira per month, can afford the universities. Keep the money for the loan, use it to pay the
Exactly.
lecturers.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm telling you, you just analyze this very well. But you know, the problem, look at how you analyze this now. The problem is that Nigerians, when I look at some Nigerians speak, they don't understand anything. And when you try to explain to them, they
They won't.
wouldn't want to listen. I'm telling
Yeah, they will
you,
tell you that they are trying, they are giving us loan. They are trying. That will tell, if you tell them now that we want to give you free health care, Nigerians will embrace it. They don't even consider quality because anything that is free, the quality,
doesn't have
you won't be able
quality,
to
very
complain
low.
if the quality is not good. You understand? But Nigerians will jump at it. They would not even take a step back to have a second look at this policy, how it will truly favor them. Is this thing being implemented in my favor or in their favor? Is it the best thing for me now? They don't. All they know is, is loan, we will collect it, we will collect it, we will collect it. At the
You
end of
know
the
that,
day, we will need
you
to pay
know,
back, we will not even graduate.
God bless you. You know, Nigerians with free things, once they hear loan, the thing that hits them first, oh, at least I'll get free money. But they don't know there's nothing free about that money.
There is
Now,
nothing free. You can imagine. Sorry, I need to chip this in because it's a very big issue. It's about these online loan applications. I have made several reports on AIT between 2021 and 2023 on this same issue. And people, Nigerians, even though these mobile applications, these loan apps, they go to the extreme in trying to recover their money, even though they are wrong on some fronts. I think
ah,
Nigerians too have to be told the truth. You cannot collect loan and refuse to pay. You can't because it is not dash, it is not free money. They are not charity organizations. You are complaining
yeah,
that the interest rate is too high. They told you already the interest rate. before
But
you
now,
collected it. How
you're
come
very,
the
very
interest rate
correct.
immediately became high after you have collected it? So that's
But
a
you should
very
know
bad
that
attitude, and people have to be told the truth.
you should know Nigerians once they are
They
in
just
that
like free
stage,
thing, free thing.
once they're in that stage of no return, anything is yes, yes, yes. They just want to, save themselves. Then they cannot talk later. Now, another thing about this financial online financial platform is that them too, they are overdoing it. Do you know how many of these people send me get free loan, get free money? I wonder how they get my number self, but I know they will. They keep pumping this thing on people. Me, I've not taken that loan even for once. I don't want. But now, somebody who is having financial problem and you keep pumping this to that person, and they don't need collateral. Just give them your BVN. So they are
Yes.
the way.
So sorry to cut you there. I operate in the tech space, and it's unfortunate that we have so many agencies that are regulating, monitoring, and doing what have you with the tech industry in Nigeria as at now. But I'm not sure that they have really sat down to look at what these people are doing, the activities going on with these loan applications. Some of these apps are not even owned by Nigerians. They are doing
No, they're
data
not.
harvesting from Nigerians. And this is of a great concern to some of us, because these people, when you want to borrow the loan, they will ask to gain access into your phone, into your contacts, into your call log, and all of that. Once you give them the access, they harvest all your contacts. Apart from the fact that you give them your full information, your picture, your NIN, and everything. These people are harvesting data, and data is money. That is the future goal. That is the future fuel. We are
But Nigerians
letting
don't know.
foreigners
Nigerians don't
go away
know.
with our data. So the government, they have to wake up. They have to wake up. There have to be guidelines. I remember when I was doing that report, I tried to indict Google, because Google have standards, and a lot of these loan apps don't go by that standard. They
Yeah,
don't.
exactly.
So everybody is just doing whatever they like, because the country as a whole is disorganized. Everybody's just doing what he or she likes. And the people are the ones that are suffering from all these irregularities.
Yeah. Well, my dear, I hope the government. I learned last month. The minister said that that if they come after you, that you should report them. But he just made a verbal statement. They've not really taken a step towards tackling this
I
issue
know
and
that
even addressing.
NIDA has tried a lot. He has suspended a lot of these apps since 2021. They have been doing that regularly. But these people, once you have let's assume you have one loan app called Seven Loan. Once they ban you, you will start another one called Loan 9, because people are hungry, they want to collect this money.
That's it.
So it's just
That's it.
unfortunate.
It's okay. Still on that hungry issue, the CBN just increased the interest rates again. I think this is the third time they are increasing this interest rates in a Tinubu regime. I think maybe probably that's why Alhaji Mogaji is saying that Tinubu 1 year in office has been disastrous. I think maybe probably
Yes.
that's why he's saying that. Now, about last month or 2 months ago, that interest rate will increase to 24.75%. As of yesterday, as of 2 days ago, Wednesday, it was increased to 26.25%. And do you know what this means to us, to our economy? People are crying for hungry. Nigerians are crying that they can't afford to buy things. It's not as if there is no food, but people, our money is not, doesn't have value again. Go to the market with 100,000 naira, you will not buy anything, because a bag of rice is already 90 something thousand naira. Now you're increasing the interest rates more. You know what that means now? This is a benchmark. This 26.25 is a benchmark. Meaning a bank might decide to can now be giving 30%, 32, 35. You understand? Now, for an SME who wants to grow a company, goes to borrow money on 35% interest rates. Now, when the person produce, he will infuse everything on the product. and the end
Of
user
course.
will suffer it. Now,
Of
sometimes
course.
there are some things that this government, there are some policies governments make. I expect Nigerians to talk. I expect Nigerians to react. But somebody will just tell him, say, Bidi, a lot of Nigerians don't understand this thing. This
Nigeria,
is problem.
even if they do, the reality is that Nigerians are subdued now. Because if you
Hmm.
and I go to the streets now that we want to protest, I can assure you that the police you didn't see when people are gruesomely murdered, the police you didn't see when a lot of things are going wrong in this country, you will see that police come to arrest you and I and stop us from protesting, which is our civil right to hear our opinion. Now, let me go to the issue of the central bank. We are being governed by people. I can let me say like you are using carpenter to solve football issues. You see, like I said earlier, you cannot give what you
Hmm.
don't have. You
Exactly.
can't. Even if you don't know, you can make research how some countries. And don't forget that Nigeria case is peculiar, is special. It's special. What they will teach you in Harvard about business, if you apply it in Lagos, you will run to loss because the business environment in Lagos is different from that of America. So you have to look within and look at the problem and look for the solution, the preferable solution for it. Increasing the interest rates. Nigeria's inflation rate currently is at about 33 point something percent. Now, it is only when you are in extreme war you should hit that rate in any country.
Telling
We are not at war, but we have been in economic war since the regime of the former president, President Buhari. You know, we have been in economic war because we have been operating between 20 point something inflation rates. Till now, we are about 33 point something now, and we are still increasing um, um, interest rates for the banks. The implication
telling
is prices of goods and commodities will continue to rise.
exactly.
There will continue to be food insecurity because people will
Hmm.
pay little attention to quality. What they want is
Exactly.
profit.
Yeah.
They want to
You
maximize
know,
profit.
we're
So,
already having malnutrition problem in the country.
yes, yes. That will eventually lead to lots of health challenges because people will not eat right.
I'm
Now,
telling you.
our government don't sit down to look at this. The government, I was discussing with somebody some weeks back. I was like, what is the job of the Ministry of Agriculture? They are supposed to be actively involved in produce in this country. That is the only way you can regulate price. If the government is producing yam, you can use your yam to regulate the prices of general yam. But you are not there. How do you regulate the prices of goods and commodities?
I
You
don't
can't regulate
know,
it.
honestly.
We can't because Nigeria, where we are today, we need price regulatory agency to work at their best. Because even though some people, what they are producing, what they are getting is not up to half of what the amount they are selling it. But they are doing that because they know that the industry is unregulated. They can do what they like, they can fix any price they like, nobody's going to hold them for it. So you can imagine what we used to see as a basic amenity then are now luxuries. You know, before Gary in the house is like you have sand under your slippers, it is always in the house. Now it is luxury. Beans before used to be part of what you just eat and because
I'm telling you
but
honestly.
now it is
It's
gold.
luxury.
But government is not looking at these things. They're not looking at these areas, and it's unfortunate. Before the election, I told people that what you should expect from President Tinubu's administration is more tax.
Hmm.
So thank God that some of them I told are confirming this that they said and Gideon Tobilova said this thing that we should expect prices of goods and commodities to increase because what I understand about President Tinubu is that his policy is tax the people more.
But the Nigeria should not be surprised. Our President Tinubu, he's a taskmaster. All his life, he's been task. So Nigeria should not be surprised. All these things
I'm not.
because he will task he will even he will soon task if you smile too much. They will task you. Why are you smiling? Go and pay
Yes,
tax for
yes. You can
smiling
see what
small.
is happening in the banking industry now. We have to,
And
Nigeria failed in securing the cyberspace. Now we are the one that have to be paying for the safety of our cyberspace. It doesn't make any sense. It
my
doesn't make
dear,
any sense. We will still pay
exactly.
for more. We
Exactly.
will
You know,
still pay
that
for
one
more.
trended, it trended this week too. They said they've suspended it. They didn't stop it. They said they want to review how Nigerians will pay for it. You know, and
Yes,
you see, that's what I said. Nigerians need to get themselves educated. When
yes,
they made this announcement, they were rejoicing. I said, "Why are you rejoicing? This bill was not stopped. They just suspended it to review how they will make you pay without knowing. You know, this
yes.
story of this. I wanted to do it together because we don't have much time. We just have like 5 minutes to go. You know, the labor has been striking. They've been making noise. This week
Those ones,
too,
I don't even wish to talk about them. I don't recognize them.
they are not speaking for Nigerians. They are speaking for themselves because they were
Yes.
demanding for 600,000, which they know is not doable. It's not visible.
Those ones
Nobody's
are
going to
just,
give.
they are
Uh,
just
and
you
Nigerian
listen to
government,
them at your own. They don't have
Nigerian
anything
government
to offer. They don't.
is offering them 48,000 naira. Now they say they've reduced this to 500 and something thousand. Now, how can you be negotiating with just 30 something percent of the society? How many Nigerians are under payments? Do you understand?
Okay, so I like that. I like this point you just raised. Because, okay, so the reason why I bluntly said I do not recognize the Nigerian Labour Congress is because a lot of wrongs are going on in the labor sector.
Yeah.
And they are not doing, it's not just about minimum wage. It's not just about minimum wage. What about contract workers in corporate
Organizations.
outfits, organizations? What about what are banks doing with contract workers just because they
Hmm.
want to avoid pension? They don't want to pay
They're
these people. They are seeing all these things.
extorting them.
Yes. What about all these factory workers that
They
they will terminate their deal today and tell them to reapply on Monday so that they
don't.
don't give them any gratuities and benefits? They are saying all this. What about standards in cement factories where everybody's supposed to have a PPE and some certain beverages to take because of the toxic environment where they work? And these
Governments.
people are not doing it.
They
What
are
is
not
the
looking in that
NLC and
direction.
other labor union doing about these things? Nothing.
Nothing. They feel
Nothing.
it's
It
not
is
their
only
business.
when they need to cash out from the government. It is only
That's when
when
you hear them
they
suffering.
need to, that is when you get to hear about them. That is why if they declare any strike, by God's grace, I'm going to work. The NLC cannot stop me.
No,
They
they
can't
don't know
because
what
they
they're
don't
doing.
deserve any attention anymore. They have lost that respect. They have lost
Now,
it. So
another thing they did this week, they called for reverting of the electricity tariff that was increased from 66 naira to 225 naira. Now, what Nigerians has been lamenting is that I don't understand this government. It's like before this government comes out to tell Nigeria anything, they've already done that because the increment they've already implemented it because Nigerians has been
let me tell
crying.
you, let me help you. Let me help you. You see, this government, what it's trying to do, like I've said, is the rat eating.
Hmm.
So what they want to do is they will meet dollar at 700. Their bad policies will take it to 1,009 or 2,000. They will struggle to bring it down to 1,002 and expect you to thank them that they have tried.
Honestly, I don't understand. I don't
Now,
understand.
they,
Honestly.
they, they will meet electricity tariff at 60 naira. They will take it to 225. They will bring it down to 180 and expect you to appreciate them.
Ah,
That is what they are doing. They have
God.
met fuel in 260. They have taken it 220. They have taken it to 600. Anytime they bring it down to 500, they expect you to praise them. That is what they are doing.
They are just using
That's what they are
Nigerians.
doing.
They are just using
So
Nigerians, and Nigerians are not
we
saying anything.
we will get there whereby if we touch everybody and everybody go enter street.
Ah, are you you sure
Yes.
Nigerians will still enter streets in this life? The way things
No,
are
they will.
going,
They will. They will. They will.
it's
I'm
okay
telling you, they
to,
will.
to call it off for
So
the week.
there's one area, there's one thing, even though I'm not sure it's part of the outline today, or probably you have discussed it for this edition. It is the 90 billion naira given as subsidy for pilgrimage. That is the most senseless thing at this time. I see that
No,
as
it is not,
luxury. If you want to
my
go on
dear.
any religious journey, do it from your pocket. Why do you have to use taxpayers' money to do that?
It's not even luxury. That is the irresponsibility. Because religion is a personal thing. It has nothing to do with government duty. It's a religion thing.
Why
Now,
would
you see,
you use
that is why I said Nigerians, I don't understand. I think Nigerians have and they have problem because you can't remove subsidy from fuel, remove subsidy from electricity, and these are the
electricity?
things every Nigerian use. Now you went and give them subsidy on Hajj, and some Nigerians even
Mm.
came online to justify this thing. He said, I think, see, I was on a program today, I was on an international platform, and I was telling them that, see, Nigerian government is giving Nigeria one Nigerian demand for. Nigerians are getting the government they demand because if they don't want it, they won't get it. Look at what happened in UK yesterday. Their prime minister was addressing them. It was raining. The man stood under the rain and was still addressing them. There was no umbrella to go and shade him. If he was in Nigeria, that man would stop that occasion. And everybody will understand with him. Oh, do you understand? Because the people can hold them accountable there. But here, it cannot
Correct.
hold anybody accountable in Nigeria. Try holding
They
them
have food
accountable.
soldiers that will defend
Yeah.
them now.
So what we are getting is the kind of government we deserve. Do you understand? People are hungry and you're using 90 billion to sponsor Hajj. Do you know Saudi Arabia, their major source of income is tourism. Now you're taking from the little we don't have to go and boost their own economy. That's exactly what we're doing. My
That's
dear,
it.
it's horrible. I'm telling you.
When I saw that news, the first thing I said is, if not the Nigerians are subdued, this is enough for everybody to enter the streets and
You
shut
see,
everywhere down.
you see
Where
this time around,
education is poor, electricity is poor,
food is
fuel is
poor.
not available, is expensive, and everything seems to be upside down. That is the same period you are wasting our resources when you are overtasking us.
Yeah.
You are wasting our resources on religious tourism.
Let me tell you,
It's unfortunate.
there's one tactics this government is using. They will tax the average Nigerian and they will use that money to appease the few that they want to be in support of them. Now, if you remember this year, last week, we talked about it last week, the salary of a chief justice was increased to 6 million per month. That's just basic, not other things. 6 million for a month was increased.
They need them now. They need the judges now.
Exactly. So that's exactly what this government is doing. So he wants to appeal to some people in the north so that they can be in his good book. That's exactly what they are doing. My dear, it's really, have you forgotten that it was last week? It's not our life. That is, federal government said they are taking uh, pensions money. They want to borrow pension money for infrastructure. The infrastructure they did not tell Nigerians. They just want to take that money. Now they can take that money and go
Old
on
people's
vacation.
money. I don't call it pension. I call it old people's money.
I am telling you, my dear, because these are the money they worked for, and they decide to keep that part for themselves until when they get old, because they know that when they get old, you will not take care of them. Now, the money they have
Yes.
saved for their old age, you want to take it. Maybe you want to take it to buy a car now for first lady, or to buy yachts, or to go on vacation. And Nigerians are saying, you see, if we understand ourselves, we don't even need to go to streets this time around. We can use the power of media. We can use social media and attack and speak to our government. I'm
They
telling
will not
you, well,
listen. They will not listen to us on the media. They will not listen. If you block the
it's
international airport, local airports, I don't want to mention those things here I don't want to mention it, so it won't be as if I'm inciting anything. But the government will listen when people protest the right way. The
When
social media already are invited. If you
I
if
was,
you if you say anything on social media now, if you go on X and say anything there, they already have people they pay 13,000 per month
I am
that
telling
will
you,
fire you.
honestly,
So
I
the
am
media
also
will
you,
not.
also you
Ah,
know.
that is
Is
where I
it
operate. I understand the whole thing. I understand how everything is working. So it's unfortunate. Nothing can happen on social media anymore. It's
very, very
unfortunate.
unfortunate, honestly. Very, very unfortunate. It's okay. Our last news for the day. Big Brother Niger season 7 winner Josephine Otabo, popularly known as Fena, has asked Nigerians to help her and beg the organizers of the reality TV show, as they have refused to pay her after, I think, 3 years now. You know, when I saw that news and I read it, as if that was not enough, and I saw her video, and she has been making that video for over 1 week now. And the last one she did, she said that the big brother said that, that she should sue them, and that if she sue them, that she will not win, that they will win her. What an impunity! God,
So that is another very big issue. Everything still boils down to the disorganization you see in the whole country. They will, of course, win her because they have the money to bribe the judges, and she doesn't. She doesn't have that kind of money, so they will win her. Unfortunately, when they start on that one, people will still waste their life, their time, and their money to watch and be sending messages on that show. We don't even know how to stand for what is right. We forget that the
I'm
evil
telling,
that you support to do will one day catch up with you too. How can
honestly,
somebody have won a competition you hosted? What is even the agency for national lottery? What are they doing? All these things are supposed to be investigated. Because if somebody participates and you don't give the person its winning, that is a fraudulent activity.
I'm telling you.
So
And
it is
you see, Nigerians
you
are
just tell
keeping quiet
them
now
you cannot do another big other Nigeria
until you settle the ones you've done already.
those you are
And these
owning
people, they make hell of money in this Big Brother. They make a lot of
a
money.
lot of money. A lot
I'm
of money.
telling
They
you.
make a lot of
You
money
know,
every year.
I have
They make
I
a lot
have
of
my clients that wants to put adverts. I tried last 2 years. I tried last year. You know, that was when I now realized that, is it, you know, as this Big Brother is about to start in the next 2 months, they finish selling their adverts since January. They make hell of money. Now you don't want to pay, and
money.
you're even bragging. And they will start this show. Nigerians will come and watch. If it's a country where things are done, you see, me, I have my own with Fina. Fina has her own problem. But on this, we should support her. We should come out and support her. We'll tell
Yeah.
Big Brother Niger, that we are not going to watch this show until you've paid Fina. I'm telling
So
you, because
the thing is, I'm not a Big Brother Niger fan at all. Because I don't see the program as what I need to sit and watch. I'm not saying those
it's
that
not
do, they
educative now.
don't.
It's not educative.
I'm not saying that is their own choice, but I will not say because I don't have interest in the program, I hear or I see something wrong, I should not say the right thing, I should not do the right thing. You know, I think we can help her, we can help the country as a whole in ensuring that people that Nigeria they pay her. That's number one. Number two, I also think that it is how will I put it? It is someone that is not creative or maybe lack of identity. If the girl is on that show for 3 months, if you and I have a 30-minute show on TV every day, it will take us like 3 years to have the kind of airtime she has had. So what did she use all that publicity to do afterwards?
But that's not
This
enough.
is,
Why they should?
yes,
I
I
understand.
know. This is a message to those that will be going to the house the next time. If you have just 1 month, you have enough publicity
For
to
yourself.
succeed, even if you are evicted after 1 month in that house. That is not to say they should not be paid what they are owed. Big Brother Nigeria, whether they like it or not, they will pay
They
her.
should pay FINA.
They
They
will
should
pay
pay
her.
FINA.
Yes,
And Nigeria should
they
come
will.
together. If they will not pay that girl, they should not start the next edition, because you can't be owing someone since last 3 years and you keep doing show. I think Nigerians should do something and say something about this, because this is
Yes.
it's not it at all. It's not it.
I will try
Wow, Toby.
to say it on to talk about it on my X often
Yeah,
so that people will become aware more. You cannot
yeah.
owe somebody and still be deceiving others to come on the show.
It's okay, Toby. It's been wonderful having you, and we've been able to touch the topics that made the headline this week. And on touching them, I hope we've been able to educate, inform Nigerians on our own platform. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it a lot. I hope when we call
Thank you
you
very
again,
much.
you'll have time for us.
Always.
Thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
coming on the show. Well, it's been a
Bye.
wonderful time. It's been a wonderful time with Toby, and we've been able to run through some headlines that made it through this week, and we've been able to educate, analyze, and advise people. And please, Big Brother Niger, pay Fina her money. Josephine or Tabo, pay her money. Another show. And Nigerians, please, let's come together and speak for this lady. It's very, very important. It is her today, it might be you tomorrow. That's much will be taken today on Beady's trending